Truth or dare, Cherry? Reki asked, head on Longa's lap as Longa fondled with his hair. Truth, Cherry said reasonably. Have you and Joe ever hooked up? I was gonna ask that, Wyan complained. Cherry flushed. You can't lie, threatened Reki. Yes, Cherry mumbled. What was that? I couldn't hear. Miya said, a mischievous glint in his eyes. Yes, Cherry answered quickly. I knew it, Wyan shouted. How was it? When was it? My turn to ask, Cherry said as he pushed his glasses up. Longa, truth or dare? Truth. All right, Cherry paused. Out of everyone here, who would you like to rail? Longa went bright red as he looked down at Reki. We all know what the answer will be. Wyan crisscrossed her legs. If this is going to be dirty, I don't want to play, Miya said briefly, glancing over at Wyan for a brief second. I like this version, Wyan said. It's more interesting. Besides, there's not going to ask us dirty questions since we're younger. Longa still hasn't answered, Miya said, smoothly changing the topic. Fine. Reki, Longa finally said. My turn, Wyan, truth or dare? Dare, Wyan answered boldly. Wyan, I dare you to kiss Miya's cheek, Longa said in a neutral tone. Good one, Reki laughed. Longa, Wyan crossed her arms. What can I say? I've shipped you two since the beginning. You have to do the dare, Reki said happily. Wyan noticed that Miya was silent, and as she gazed over at him, she found that he was staring right back at her. Sighing deeply, Wyan scooted over to Miya, giving him a glare before pecking him on the cheek. A blush appeared over Miya's cheeks as he hid his face from view. I still hate you, Wyan said. They're so cute, please. Shadow pipped in. Shadow? My turn to ask, Wyan interrupted, quickly recovering from the intimate gesture that she did not even want to think about again. Joe, truth or dare? I thought you were going to ask Miya, Joe replied, but dare. 7 minutes in heaven with Cherry. Go. How do you even know what that is? Ignore that. The closet is over there, Wyan said, laughing at Joe and Cherry's matching expressions of concern, embarrassment, and horror. Okay, I'm not complaining, Joe shrugged, grabbing Cherry's kimono. I'm horny. What can I say? Joe pulled Cherry up and forcefully shoved him into the walk-in closet as he slammed the door. Well, Wyan said, good for Cherry. It's been 9 minutes. Where are Cherry and Joe doing? Longa glanced over the closet. Miya and Wyan shared a look. Wait, we have to go to the hot spring. Reki, Longa remembered. Oh yeah, Reki responded. I don't want to go. Wyan started. Me neither. Miya looked up at the red-headed boy. Can I just stay here? No, I asked first, so I'm staying here. You're going with them. Never. Yes, no. Yes, no. They were interrupted by the sound of doors shutting. Longa, Reki, and Shadow were nowhere to be found. Did they seriously leave us? Wyan groaned. Miya nodded. Wow, and Longa didn't even give me my Nintendo back. Suddenly, the closet door opened and Cherry Blossom came stumbling out, his messy hair and his kimono weirdly put on. Joe followed in the same state as Cherry, and they both held onto each other. The men ignored Miya and Wyan's knowing gaze and tumbled to the bedroom, closing the door as the room went silent. Wyan stared at the closet door. They'd better not be loud. Miya shook his head. Why did Joe choose to be horny today? Cherry and Joe could have been keeping us company right now. Why did I have to be stuck with you? Miya said. It's not like I offered to babysit you. I think you've got it the wrong way around. Wyan sighed, finally. She was kind of sick of all the useless bickering. As much as I hate to say this, maybe we should try getting along. Miya paused. Yeah, he said quietly. Maybe. Wyan nodded. She offered him her hand. Truce? Truce. Wyan considered making fun of kids on Roblox, her profession. She was currently making fun of a random kid as she waited for Kat to join her. He had promised to play with her today, but she didn't really know how she was supposed to act around him after they both confessed their love. As if he was reading her mind, Wyan saw her friend had joined. Vanillaville. Hi, Cat whisper. Hi, Vanillaville. I want to meet you, heart. There, she had said it. She had been thinking about finally meeting Cat for a while now. She just felt like it was time to see her best friend in real life. If they could. Cat whisper. What if we live really far from each other? Vanillaville. I don't know. What if we live really close? Cat whisper. You sure? Vanillaville. Yes, I want to see you for real. Cat whisper. I want to see you too. I live in Okinawa. Wyan's hands went up to her mouth. She hadn't considered that he might actually live where she lives. Maybe they had even seen each other on the streets before. Vanillaville. Same. Cat whisper. No way. Vanillaville. Okay, but now we have to meet. Cat whisper. Agreed. I'm nervous though. Vanillaville. Same, but meeting you will be worth it. Cat whisper. So, this Saturday, that one Italian restaurant owned by the guy with the green hair? Wyan tilted her head. The restaurant that Joe owns? She figured. Does Cat know Joe? Vanillaville. Yeah, I know that place. Okay, I'm excited but scared at the same time. Cat whisper. For real. Just 6 more days till Saturday. She could wait 6 more days. She doubted she would get any sleep though. She was ecstatic at the thought of finally meeting him. Best case scenario, they meet, they connect in real life, they become best friends in real life, and happily ever after. It still felt unreal. I'm meeting Cat, 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 I'm meeting Cat. I repeat that for like 5,000 more times. I regret the truce. Wyan complained to Maya as she walked over to the boy. The two stood at the side of the dirt road, watching skaters skate by. Okay. Maya tapped the buttons on his Nintendo furiously, not paying attention to Wyan. Will you stop playing? No thanks, I'm good. Wyan sighed, grabbing the Nintendo out of Maya's hands. He glared at her, grabbing her arm as he reached for his game. Wyan smoothly wriggled out of his grasp, holding the Nintendo high above her head. You two are fighting again? The two turned to see Longa approaching them. What about the truce? The truce is over, Wyan informed them as she dodged Maya's hand. And where's Reki? Longa looked down and frowned. I don't know, I think he's mad at me. Oh, okay, Wyan replied. Tell Wyan to give me my game back, Maya piped in. You really need to take a break from your game, Longa said as Wyan handed him the Nintendo. Maya glared at Wyan, leaning back onto a rock. Getting back his Nintendo from Longa would be hard, but he couldn't stay mad for long, since he was finally going to meet Vanilla. He couldn't believe that they lived in the same place. He could have met her before, though Maya was still a bit scared that meeting her might also cause them to grow apart. Saturday, 6 more days. He could make it through 6 more days, probably. Maya, stop zoning out. Maya snapped out of his thoughts, only to find Wyan poking him with a stick. Wyan, I hate you. That's not clean. There's bacteria on it. Levi simp, Maya said, grabbing the stick away from the girl. You have bacteria literally in your body. What the fuck? Wyan scowled. Plus, it's not my fault you didn't react when I called your name. Shut up, I was thinking. Oh, I didn't know your brain was big enough for that. Okay, you stale baguette, Maya replied, unfazed. You kids just won't take a break, will you? Joe called as he walked over with Cherry, Blossom, and Shadow. No, Wyan and Maya responded at the same time. Wyan decided to switch the topic. So, what's everyone's favorite color? Red, said Longa. Because of Reki, Maya teased. Longa flushed. No. Mine's beige, Cherry piped in. Of course it is, said Joe. Mine's black. Mine's green, Maya added, a small smile on his face. Mine's blue, Shadow boomed. What about you, Wyan? Wyan grinned. Mine's your mom. Silence. Maya burst out laughing, much to her surprise. Why do you always have to ruin the mood? Shadow whined. Because ruining things are entertaining. That was not funny, replied Shadow, crossing his arms. I actually thought it was quite funny, Maya chirped in. Miya agreeing with Hwaein, that's a first, Cherry noted. And a last, Miya said back as he checked the time. It's late, and I have a test tomorrow. I'm leaving. Yeah, I need my beauty sleep, Hwaein added as she got on her skateboard. By uncrunching leaves. Hwaein grinned as she walked into the mall, her favorite place ever, and he immediately raced in front of their parental figure of choice. Hwaein, slow down, I might lose you in the crowd, her parent figure called, chasing after her. Oops, Hwaein said, slowing down. I just love the mall so much. She looked around. Let's go to the skateboard store first. Okay, lead the way. Excitedly, Hwaein rushed through the crowds, dodging people and objects as she made her way to her favorite store. Her parent figure followed, amused at the young girl's excitement. Hwaein burst the doors, the sight of so many different skateboards and skate supplies making her even more thrilled. I think I need a new helmet, Hwaein decided as she found a cool helmet, holding it up to her parent figure. No, you don't, they replied. You have a perfectly fine one at home. But look at how swag this one is, Hwaein said. Pretty please, can I get it? She smiled brightly at her parental figure, hoping to convince them. I'll think about it, her parental figure replied, a slight smile on their face as they crossed their arms. Suddenly, they seemed to spot something across the store. Hwaein, is that your friend Miya right there? Hwaein tilted her head and glanced over. Sure enough, Miya stood there, glancing at the skateboards. As if sensing that two people were staring at him, Miya turned. Hwaein immediately ducked behind a display, hoping the boy did not see her. Her parental figure gazed at her, confused and looking a bit concerned. Hwaein, they said very loudly. Shh. Hwaein, whisper shouted back. Miya raised an eyebrow from across the shop. Shrugging, her parental figure walked over to Miya, a large smile on their face. Miya, hi, you're friends with Hwaein, right? They asked. Great. Yeah, Miya agreed unsurely. Just then, Miya's mom walked over and started chatting with Hwaein's parental figure. Hwaein breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe she wouldn't have to show her face at all. Just then, her parental figure, Miya, and Miya's mom all started making their way over to Hwaein. Hwaein, say hi to Miya and his mom, her parental figure said, pulling her out of the hiding spot. Hwaein managed a smile. Hi, Miya. Hi, Mrs. Chinen, she chirped. Hello, Hwaein, Mrs. Chinen said back. Hi, Miya said, staring intensely into Hwaein's soul. Me and Mrs. Chinen need to talk, but since you and Miya are close, you'll be fine here on your own, right? Just wait for us at the food court. I'll give you some money for food. Hwaein's parental figure informed the two. Yep, we'll be back in around 30 minutes, Mrs. Chinen agreed. 30 minutes with Miya? Seriously? She couldn't even stand being around him for a second. Okay, the two teens said in sync, their expressions completely neutral. Okay. We'll be on our way now, Hwaein's parental figure said lively, handing Hwaein some money. Have fun. The two adults walked out of the shop, leaving Miya and Hwaein alone. Miya and Hwaein walked over to the food court, none of them saying a thing, and both of them wishing they could be somewhere else right now. Let's get drinks, said Hwaein. Okay. The pair awkwardly bought the drinks of their choice, going silent again. Let's sit there. Hwaein pointed at a nearby table near the ice cream shop. No, there. Miya gestured to another table. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Okay, fine. I'll be mature because you obviously don't have the skills to be. Says you. We'll sit at your table then. No, yours. 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 Will you two stop fighting and sit at a table already? The two turned to see Reki, who stood there, hands on his hips as he glared at them. Yes? Hwaein responded quickly, sitting down at the nearest table. Miya sat down right after. Reki is sitting down next to them. I've been meaning to ask this, Hwaein started. But why haven't you been at S? Miya cut in. Miya, I was asking. You were too slow. Rolling her eyes, Hwaein waited Reki's answer. Well, He looked slightly uncomfortable. I feel like I'm not on the same level as you guys anymore. Like, you're all passing me. The corner of Hwayen's lips turned down. Don't feel that way, she said, her best comforting tone. You're just as good as the rest of us, Maya said. Hwayen could tell he was trying to be the most reassuring as well. Am I, though? Reki sighed. Hwayen glanced over at Maya, her look saying, "Get along for this one moment so we can comfort Reki." She just hoped Maya understood. Maya nodded, sending her a look that said, "Okay, but I still fucking hate you." I'm sure you are. Don't underestimate yourself, Hwayen said. And look at all the tricks you know how to do, Maya added. Reki sighed again. Thanks. I never thought you two would be comforting me, but here we are. You both made me feel a bit better. Will you be participating in Adam's competition then? Maya asked. No, Reki said immediately. If you say so, Hwayen said, sipping her drink. I'm gonna go now. Reki stood up and leave you two for, some alone time. Reki! The 13-year-olds yelled at the same time as Reki rushed away, not looking back. I can go back to hating you now, Hwayen said happily once Reki was gone. Maya, Hwayen, are you two okay? It was Mrs. Chinen and Hwayen's parental figure walking towards the two. Identical smiles on their faces. Yep, we're doing just great, Hwayen said. We're actually doing fantastic, Maya chimed in. That's nice to hear, Hwayen's parental figure said nicely. Hwayen, we should get going now. Same for us, Maya, Mrs. Chinen said. Say our goodbyes. Bye. It took everything Hwayen had not to say something witty like she normally would. Bye, Maya said over his shoulder as Mrs. Chinen guided him away. Had fun today, Hwayen? Hwayen's parental figure said as they walked away. Sure, Hwayen responded. You know, you and Maya are kind of cute together. Maybe you should try. No. When you're both older. No. Hwayen. Hwayen's parental figure pierced their lips. You are impossible. Oh my god, thanks.